Hey, it's Big Game James McCarty, sports director at Flag Family Media, here with Minnesota State Moorhead senior wide receiver Brady Perryman. BP, there's a couple of big things that happened last weekend, and you were in the middle of both of them. Can you just walk us through that walk-off touchdown that you guys had in overtime, that you caught that ball? I saw some alumni running in there. What was that, the play set up, and what were the emotions of everything that happened?
Yeah, we just kind of started off with the basic formation, had a little gauge motion to the boundary, and then just kind of saw the safety roll closer to the boundary, so I took the post, and it just such a surreal feeling seeing all those alumni. I didn't realize they were all down there, seeing all those guys down there, and just my teammates. Just was such an amazing feeling.
Additionally, before that had all happened, on the north side of the football field, you ended up catching your 32nd career touchdown, breaking a tie with Adam Jisker for the most in program history. What were the emotions like of that? Was it even settling in for you since you were in the middle of a game, or was that something that had to wait till after the clock hit zeros and you guys won in overtime?
It kind of hit me a little bit. Some of my teammates came up to me and congratulating, and then, when they announced it, it just kind of sunk in a little bit, and then just being able to have such a great support system from my family, my parents, my sisters back home, and just all my teammates, it just really meant a lot to me.
And you just basically alluded to a good chunk of what helps drive you, though, there, but what has all the work that what kind of work have you had to put in, I should probably word it that way, to be able to be such a successful receiver, to be able to play at this high level of Division II football, and to be able to be a guy now that when somebody goes and looks at the record books, they're going to see Brady Perryman's name on there?
It all comes down to what you do outside of football. You can always do the lifts, the workouts, but it's what you do on your own, when nobody's watching you. So I think that just kind of what you said just really drove me a lot more, just to know that I'm putting in the extra work and just wanting to see myself succeed.
You guys are now 4-2 on the season. You had that thriller against Minot. You're 4-2 on the year. Where would you assess that you guys are currently at as a team with that 4-2 record heading into Week 7?
We're not satisfied. Every week we go on 1-0, and that's just what we got to prepare for. And then, we have goals that we want to reach at the end of the season. So, like I said, I just don't think we're satisfied right now at 4-2, because in the NSIC, you go from 4-2 to 4-4 just like that. So we just got to, take every week like it's 1 week at a time and just prepare for everybody like we do for everyone.
As we now enter this weekend, you guys have the annual Battle for the Paddle against UMary. What does that game mean to you, and just how important is it for you guys to get a victory this weekend?
It means a lot, and we got a lot of North Dakota guys that represent the 701, and it just means a lot to them as well, and just being able to play for them and where they come from means a lot to us, and just taking it one step at a time, treating Mary like it's Duluth, like it's Augustana. Like I said, no team in the NSIC is, a weak team, and every team's going to compete. So just taking it one step at a time.
In closing with you here today, what is going to be offensively, do you think, the biggest key, or maybe two keys, to you guys being successful and to walk off that field with a paddle again?
Just got to get that first down. Once we get that first down, kind of get that snowball rolling and putting points on the board. Like you said, we haven't scored a first quarter touchdown this year, so it's just kind of getting that first step and kind of really succeeding in that next level.
Awesome. Well, Brady, thanks for coming to your time. Congratulations on that record. We're looking forward to watching you again this weekend.
Thank you.
Big Game James McCarty alongside Brady Perryman of the Dragon football team. Have a great rest of your day.